we're going to go through the best gear that you can get very early in Assassin's Creed Shadows. All of this is acquirable in the first zone, as you can see. By the end of this video, you'll be able to have complete legendary gear, which is important because it allows you to put your engravable perks onto your gear, which is a good way to be able to customize your abilities. Starting out with a katana then. This is the Bloodshade. I actually really like this a lot because it allows us to inflict afflictions on enemies. For this, you are going to want to go on a bit of a swim. It's on the furthest boat directly to the west of Osaka. If you use the Osaka Tenshu fast travel point as a reference, you come straight out to the west. You can see on my map right here, this boat. Once you get close, you want to get around to the back end of the boat. If you don't have to fight all of the enemies on here, it's going to be very quick if you just go to the back end of the boat, climb on up, and you'll be able to get inside of the loot room, and that is going to give you the katana. This is the only item that I got through a contract, so I don't know right now if that only spawns as a part of a contract, but I just wanted to make sure that that's there just in case it doesn't appear for anybody that happens to go on through. Next up, we're going to get the Egan Sunset. This is in Tezuku's lair. So if you can't see that on the map, because obviously it doesn't show everything when we're all the way zoomed out, center on the Bamboo Cutter's watchtower, zoom in, and you can see now to the southwest, if I come on down this way, we have Tezuku's lair. This is where you want to go to, and that is going to get you the Tanto. This one's not as specific as when we climbed up the ship, so you can pretty much approach this from wherever you want, clear out the camp, and you should have no trouble finding the Tanto. The best hat that we have on offer is the Peasant Hat. For this, you're going to want to come on to Takatsuki Castle. Now, in case you don't know, when it comes to clearing one of these, you'll need to deal with all of the daimyo that are patrolling around. I highly recommend clearing the outer part first and then making your way in towards the center so that you can clear everything as you're going through. Sometimes there's 3, sometimes there's 2, but make sure you get all the daimyo. And then all you need to do is make your way up the tallest building. The treasure chest will be waiting for you at the very top. Open the chest, and that is going to get you the Peasant's Hat. So far, my favorite armor set probably comes with a little bit of an explanation, which is the Tools Master Gear. First up, as you can see, it's a rather powerful passive because it allows us to throw out a kunai when we do an assassination. This means that while we have a Tanto equipped and have the double assassinate perk taken, we will be able to jump down to a double assassinate and throw out a kunai. What's not clear is whether or not this has some kind of cooldown or how it's activated. Sometimes you can do it right next to somebody and it doesn't quite go off. Sometimes it feels like you need to give it an R1 or whatever your activate button is for it to go off. And if you try to do it directly after having already done it, sometimes it doesn't go off. So there's unclear information about exactly how the throw kunai goes off, but it is very nice when you're getting into a fresh encounter and you do a double assassinate with a third one on the end. Allows you to clear a good group of enemies nice and quickly. And this one is located at Katana Castle, so we just zoom into the map a little bit. It's nice and easy to find because it actually has its own fast travel point. As I said about the last one, just make sure you clear all of the enemies out and climb on up the tall building to grab the loot in this one. This one's actually probably one of the easiest ones to get from a castle early on because it's such a small area. When it comes to the trinket, I'm going to show 2. This is because one is available significantly earlier than the other and is quite clearly aimed at being a low level advantage. As you can see, this gives 10% more damage per unused ability slot. So whilst we're leveling, that is just free damage that we can have, and it's going to take us a little bit longer to get the second one anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and recommend that you get Amaterasu's Blessing first. This is found close to Sakai, so if you zoom in on Sakai, you should see this strange looking shaped island here, and this is the old coffin. It's very simple to work your way through this. There is a small opening at the very front of the cave. Go on inside and there is a low hanging gap. As you might imagine, you need to drop prone, crawl on under, follow the rather linear looking cave, and then at the end you'll get the treasure, which is the Amaterasu's Blessing, and there is what is probably going to be a 30% damage boost whilst you are getting your skills in order. Later on in the zone though, you're going to start filling those ability slots and you're going to want something else. So I'm going to recommend that we switch to the Atakamaru's Battle Cry, which is going to give us 1% health per mastery point in Shinobi. So it's a little bit tougher, a little bit more forgiving of a game once we have that equipped. And for that, you're going to want to zoom in fairly north. And this is why I say you want to get this one after. Muggy Lands Tower, you can see where this fast travel point is. You should actually see the camp for this on the way up. If you just follow the road, you'll find that you have Koriyama Camp. This, instead of actually being high up, is actually low down. What you're actually going to find is there is a pit in the center of Koriyama Camp. Deal with the elite enemy in the middle and loot the chest for Atakamaru's Battle Cry.